Welcome to World Transits Today, practicing in the tradition of Stanislav Grof and Richard Tarnas, blending consciousness research with astrology. I'm Art Granoff. Today, September 21, 2021 on World Transits, we explore the Fall Equinox. Equinoxes and solstices are a result of two things: Earth's tilt and its orbit around the sun. For 6 months of the year, the North Pole is tilted towards the sun, and the sun lies somewhere above the northern hemisphere. For the other 6 months, the South Pole is tilted towards the sun, and the sun lies somewhere overhead the southern hemisphere. At these two moments when the sun lies directly above the Earth's equator are equinoxes. The March equinox happens sometime between March 19 and 21st. The September equinox occurs between September 21 and the 24th. On the date of the equinox at any location, the lengths of day and night are roughly equal. Welcome to fall. Celebrating the Fall Equinox 2021 with one of America's original and expressive musicians, John Coltrane. John William Coltrane, born September 1926 to July 1967, was an American jazz saxophonist and composer. Coltrane helped pioneer and was at the forefront of free jazz. Starting out after serving in the U.S. Navy, he played and appeared as a sideman on many albums, including those by trumpeter Miles Davis and pianist Thelonious Monk. Over the course of his career, Coltrane's music took on an increasingly spiritual dimension, as exemplified on his most acclaimed albums, A Love Supreme in 1965 and Ascension 1966. Coltrane, who died at age 41, remains one of the most influential saxophonists in music today. He received numerous posthumous awards, including a Pulitzer Prize in 2007, and was canonized by the African Orthodox Church. For a new piece released in 1964, Coltrane's wife Naima named the song Equinox. As the equinox occurs twice a year, when the tilt of Earth's axis is inclined neither away from nor towards the sun, John Coltrane was born September 23, 1926, the day of the official autumn equinox of that year. You can watch Coltrane perform Equinox all over YouTube. And here's his chart. We'll be discussing 3 aspects in John Coltrane's chart with 3 current world transits. The first, in the sky we have Venus opposite Uranus. In his chart we have Venus opposite Uranus. Venus, love, beauty, tenderness. Uranus, sudden change, release, birth. Venus is value, where we're appreciated for who we are, or conversely admired for who we're not. Venus is socially oriented and wants to merge, to team up. Venus, the most accessible archetype, opens us to a significant experience where our instincts are alive, flowing. Our heart is opening, as in tandem we're opening to another. To aesthetics, where our senses are glowing, celebrating beauty, the arts, the performing arts, the complete state of yes. Also, Venus unfiltered can be messy, sticky, or confusing by leaning excessively on emotions or other people's standards. Uranus is precipitous, quick, and thorough. Uranus brings change when tight walls loosen, when windows open up with fresh air filling the room. As I awaken from a dream, the tide is turned. We welcome what's new, as we're open to originality, brightness, reminiscent perhaps of first being born. Venus-Uranus, the birth of love, those wondrous times in the midst of everyday life. For John Coltrane, spiritual awakening. In 1957, Coltrane had a religious experience that helped him overcome the heroin addiction he had struggled with since 1948. In the liner notes of A Love Supreme, Coltrane states that in 1957 he experienced, by the grace of God, a spiritual awakening, which was to lead me to a richer, fuller, more productive life. At that time, in gratitude, I humbly asked to be given the means and privilege to make others happy through music. The notes appear to mention God in a universalist sense and not to advocate one religion over another. Further evidence of this universal view can be found in other lines, which Coltrane declares, "I believe in all religions." Mars opposite Saturn in his chart. Mars trine Saturn in the sky. Mars force, strong will, what is decisive. Saturn's strength, limit, what resists. Mars expresses, demonstrates action. Always seems as if Mars is in debt, appears to be paying off something or somebody. Mars as agent, works in service to a master. Mars is the cop on the beat. Mars protects who pay for the goods or provide their salary. Saturn refers to what's solid, steel, a foundation where we lean for support. Saturn's the principle of time and tradition, continuing as we travel through it. Saturn's the material world, providing us with a body. Got to house that consciousness somewhere so we may live on Earth. Saturn's also confined, tight, immovable. Whenever we get in a situation where there's stasis, nothing's moving, perhaps fear, anxiety, hey, that's Saturn. Mars wants to get going. Mars of strong horsepower must act. Saturn says, "Hold on, my agitated friend. Everything is just okay as it is." Mars-Saturn is not playing around. Mars crossing the line, speaking truth to power. Attack meets resistance. Conflict, aggression, battle. Mars action and strength with Saturn, Father Time. The right moves at the right time. In 1955, Coltrane received a phone call from trumpeter Miles Davis, who was about to form a quintet. Coltrane was with this edition of the Davis Band, known as the First Great Quintet, from 1955 to 1957, and represented by 2 marathon recording sessions in 1956, resulting in 4 albums. The First Great Quintet disbanded due in part to Coltrane's heroin addiction. Mars-Saturn, force meets resistance. He's fired from Miles Davis Band. And Mars trine Saturn in the sky from a couple of days ago through October 11th. Coltrane has Saturn trine Pluto. In the sky, we have Saturn conjunct Pluto for 3 years. Saturn, our existence in a body that's full of cycles. Saturn, what's firm, solid, introduces us to barriers, to structures that tighten and resist any forward motion. Saturn's stable in a method, or hopelessly stuck, fighting to get through the annoyance, pain, or birth tunnel, as if our life depended upon it. Pluto's multi-purpose, refers to what's hidden yet powerful. Pluto's like packing a weapon with explosive firepower, providing the chance to shoot or be shot. Pluto's dynamic, compelling, driving our primal instincts towards completion. With Pluto, we excel in over-the-top activity, past the borders of every day, towards a tremendous expression. With Pluto's intensity, we discover something within we can express in our own way that's attractive and welcome. Saturn and Pluto providing the determination to get going and build something of value. Coltrane, Saturn, Pluto, his drive, his powerful playing, his recognition, his addiction, then kicking drugs, opening to a spiritual experience, opening up to Saturn, Pluto's noble expression, his quote, "There is the need to keep purifying feelings and sounds so that we can really see what we've discovered in its pure state, so that we can see more and more clearly what we are. We have to keep cleaning the mirror." Saturn, Pluto. On the transit timeline, we see right here Venus opposite Uranus till about October 10th or so. Venus with Uranus, fresh love, fresh release, or too much too quickly. We have Mars trine Saturn till around the same time, October 10th. With Mars Saturn for 1 month, strength and determination, or force meets resistance with our ego in the middle. And Saturn conjunct Pluto, the 3-year transit. And here we are at the tail end, just a few more months to go. Saturn, Pluto, compression of consciousness, intense drives, also determination through time, accelerating a long-term goal, or compulsive actions spinning us around. So thanks for joining me on World Transits today, everybody. Special Archetypal News Network edition. World Transits is available daily at my site, Reference Astrology, with the audio and audio archive at Apple Podcasts. Contact me directly for a birth chart and transit reading, where we explore the planetary archetypes, add them to your chart, and see what's up for you. Happy Equinox, everybody, and see you tomorrow.